When I left the football field in April, I was looking forward to this day right here. Jim, I got $5. This is a run to the left.
I got to pay now as it's Henry.
Yeah, and these refs are going to get together right here and be like, hey, he just bumped me. Did you see that? I kind of saw it. Did you see it? Yeah, I saw it. Let's throw our flag then. We just saw it, right? Yeah, I'm game if you are. You're going to see Josh is like, you had the in cut. He was open. And Tom's like, you know what? I know he was open. You know what? I know he was open. I know it. Look at the change of direction. Does he get both feet in right here at the end, Jim?
He turns it upfield.
Can we go back to the booth and show just everyone's incredible style up here? I mean, look at, we got stuff out. Look at this. We got people around here. I don't even know these people. Hey, guys.
Broadcasting's breakout star, Tony Romo, with us now from Lake Tahoe, where he's working on his other post-football career, playing in the American Century Championship, coming up a 9-stroke win in a Wisconsin amateur. You going to take this thing, too?
Well, we hope we can keep it going. You know, the golf game's improved a little bit, so at least I know I can at least hit the golf ball solid when I wake up. That's a positive sign compared to a few months back.
Tony, it seems a little bit like you're good at everything. I got to tell you, I've been in broadcasting for 20 years. I don't know that I have ever seen an athlete transition quite as seamlessly as you did. Was it as effortless for you as you made it seem?
Well, I think that's the goal, is to make it look that way. But now you work hard at it, and you know, I was also lucky to be surrounded, you know, by really great teammates. And at CBS with Jim Nantz, I mean, I really don't think you could walk into a better situation of a partner. You know, I'm close with him. You know, off air and on air we're the same, and I just think you know, having him, Jim Rickoff, our whole team there, it kind of made it an easy segue for me to trust them and just follow their lead, and then you just kind of talk football, which, you know, I've studied for the better part of my life, I feel like. So it just made it a smoother transition, I think, because of those guys.
Well, it's going to be a big year too for you, broadcasting the Super Bowl already. If you had to pick right now, who's in that game?
Oh, if I had to pick right now, it's pretty early. The thing about the NFL is things change pretty fast. Injuries happen, a lot of stuff happens, but if I was picking right now, I'd probably go with Green Bay versus Jacksonville. I think that would be just a tentative, rough guess here in the summer months.
You think the Packers have put enough around Aaron Rodgers to go all the way this year?
Yeah, I think they're going to be much improved. I think you'll see a couple things that I think are key. And, you know, the Jimmy Graham addition is going to be very big. A lot of the field goals are going to turn into touchdowns because of that and having him as a weapon. And then I think their secondary, which I think has been a weakness for a few years and cost them some games, I think that's going to improve this year. And then having a new system. It always gives people within your division trouble just because they don't have a lot of data and situational calls against you. So that'll help them. And then as far as Jacksonville, I just think they're strong everywhere as a football team. And you know, you can never count out New England. As long as Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are breathing, you know, the easy pick is them. But you know, I think that Jacksonville had them on the ropes last year. It was close.
New England, Houston, your Week 1 game on CBS, it looks like. What do you make about all of this talk about Brady and Belichick butting heads?
I just think when you work together for 15, 20 years, whatever it is, I think that invariably when you have the success they have, people have to come up with stuff. I also think that I've been upset with my coaches before, and then you come back and you're fine, and then you get upset with them, and then you come back and you're fine. It's just, you know, it's part of just sports. And when you're winning at that level, I think that there's a lot of reasons that you do. Tom Brady being there is a big, big reason, obviously. Bill Belichick being there, you know, it's a big, big reason. And I don't really think that there's a whole lot to it. I think they probably squabble just like any married couple for 20 years, and then they also love each other. So that's my take there.
Could you see Brady playing anywhere else if it ever came down to it?
At this point, probably not. I mean, I don't know. You know, you'd have to ask Tom, but I think he's probably to the point where he's taking it year by year, and you know, make those decisions as they come up. But I think he probably, in my my rough guess is that, he's going to finish his career in New England, no question.
If you are Joe Flacco, how are you responding to the kind of talk that you're hearing coming out of Baltimore from Harbaugh that they want to use both quarterbacks as a quarterback on the field at the same time? Is that a good situation for Flacco?
I don't think it should matter too much to Joe. I think Joe's, outstanding quarterback in the National Football League. He didn't get much time last year. When I put the tape on, he didn't have a ton of help up front. The game is fast enough already. When the offensive line isn't performing and there's injuries and things happen, you ask a lot out of your quarterback, and sometimes that can make people look not quite as good as they are.
How about the Cowboys? Dak says he doesn't need a number one receiver. Is he right?
Well, it depends on what you're defining as a number one receiver. Is it by name alone? Is it by talent? You don't know that they don't have one. There's always someone that can come up. For me, it was Miles Austin after T.O. left, and it was the same discussions then. At the end of the day, if you put the ball in small windows and you're aggressively putting the ball where you want, there's going to be windows. It's just when you have somebody who's super talented, the windows are wider. So if you have Julio Jones, the windows are wider, and so you don't have to be as perfect as a quarterback. So, as Dak continues to improve and gets to the level he feels comfortable at, then I think the windows don't have to be as big. So from that perspective, they just need, guys to get into their spots and the ball will get there, and that's how they're going to do it. They're going to run the football. They have a great offensive line. They may have even gotten better. They drafted a young kid I know they like. So expect that formula to shorten the game and keep the game and the defensive play calls pretty simple as long as they're running the football, at a high level, which you'd have to expect them to do.
I want to go back to your Super Bowl pick for my last question. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers coming off his second collarbone injury. Does that change anything for him moving forward, or should it? Does he have to adjust the way he plays at all, or should he specifically not do that?
Nah, you're not going to adjust the way you play. I think, bones, can be freak things that happen, and they just break sometimes. But, when you go through surgery, when you do different things, sometimes it can strengthen the area. I don't have the exact detail on his, what happened in his recovery, but, for him, he's going to play the game one way. He's outstanding. No one's going to tell him how to play. I think that he's as talented as anybody who's played the game. So Aaron is just fine. I think you're going to see a great season out of him, and he'll probably be healthy all year.
Tony, thank you so much for your time. Cannot wait to see how year two goes for you in the broadcast booth, and good luck out there in Tahoe this week.
Appreciate you. Thanks.